Alright. The last video I did on here, uh, I messed it up pretty bad. I filmed it upside down somehow. Alright. Let's see if anybody comes in. Okay. Welcome to Painting with Harold. I am Harold. And today I'm going to be doing a fairly simple Bob Ross painting titled Autumn Glory. But I'm going to do my version of it, of course. What I'm working on today is a 12 by 16 inch canvas. I already got it covered with a very thin coat of liquid white. And if somebody is watching this, please let me know if I got it in the right orientation. How's it showing up on the screen? I'm trying to film it horizontal because I had some people got mad they couldn't watch it on TV. So I thought everybody used their phone these days. I didn't think nobody used TV anymore. I certainly hope it's right. Okay, anyway. Colors I got out are titanium white, Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, mountain mix, dark sienna, Van Dyke brown, sap green, cadmium yellow, yellow ochre, Indian yellow, and the evil bright red. Now, the one thing to remember here is that bright red is evil. It will get on you, and before you know it, you got it from head to toe. It's crazy. Alright. I'm going to come right here and tap my clean, dry 2-inch brush right into some alizarin crimson. And we'll just say just along here. I'm going to come in here with these little X strokes. And I'm not using a lot of paint here, guys, because I want this to be kind of soft. Alright, let's put a little bit of it in here just in case. I am planning on having a little water in this painting, but I don't know how much of it we're going to see yet. So, alright, without washing the brush, I'm going to come right over into some Prussian blue. Now, Prussian blue will eat your alizarin crimson up, so be careful. I'm going to start up here in my corners with a little more paint. I want them corners to be darker. And I'm going to come across the top, just using little X strokes. And then I'll work down to my crimson. And I just want to kind of feather them together. Because remember, that blue will take over that crimson, okay? Alright. And then just softly blend over the entire sky. And let's put a little of this color right here too. Just in case it shows up, guys. Yeah, that should be plenty. Alright, now I'm not gonna wash that brush yet. I'm gonna hold on to it a few minutes. Well, there's my fellow brusketeer. It is sideways again, Roger said. Okay, well, I wonder if that's good for TV or not. Let's hope so this time. Oh. Alright. Now with a clean, dry 2-inch brush, I want to come back up here to my sky. Kind of soften it down. And I'm going to pick up just a tiny amount, very small amount of liquid white. And just brighten this spot up just a little bit. I don't want to put so much that it eats it up, but I want it a little bright right in this area. I hope that's enough that it's even showing on camera. Alright, now I will wash this brush real quick. Hey, Roger, turn your TV on and watch me on TV for a minute. Tell me if it's sideways on TV. Because if it is, I don't know. I'm going to give up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong if it is. Alright, I'm going to wash that brush and put it up. And I'm going to come up here and I'm going to grab me a fan brush. And I'm going to get just a dot. I mean a small dot of red. Come over into my white. What's up, MC? Alright, and I'm just going to load this fan brush up on both sides. Then I want to come up here, making little small circles, using just the corner of that brush. I'm going to come up here and just put in the indication of a few little clouds up here. Okay. And all I'm doing, like I said, I was just making small little circles using just the corner of the fan brush. That's all I did, guys. Now, excuse me. I'm going to use the brush right now that is not available on the market yet. It's a brush that I designed. It is in production. This is a 1.5-inch angled brush, and it's designed to have a corner, because so many times you hear people say use the corner of the brush. Well, this brush has a built-in corner, and let me show you what it'll do. Using the corner of this 1.5-inch brush, I'm just going to come across the bottom of these clouds, not going into the top, and I don't have to worry about holding it up at a funky angle, because it's already angled for me. So it just makes blending clouds to me a whole lot easier. And that does some more things that we'll get into later in the video. I don't want to turn this into a commercial, but guys, there's some exciting stuff going on that I think y'all need to know about. And like I said, we'll touch on them as we go through this video. All right, now let's just lightly fluff that little dude up, and then very lightly. See, you can do it all with this brush. I mean, it's not just for blending out the cloud. It's still a natural hair bristle brush. You can still do the top of the clouds just like I did. All right, now come back over here and grab this fan brush. Come back into our color. Load it up with white paint. And when I say load it up, I mean load it up with paint. Look how much paint's in that brush, guys. Come up to your canvas. Now, what we're going to keep in mind right here is we're not going to kill this misty looking bottom. We can come up into it in a couple places, but we want to leave this because this cloud we're fixing to build now, we want it to be in front of this cloud. So we're going to paint an illusion. And to do that, we're just going to come up here, making these round strokes again. Just keep that brush moving, guys. If there's a secret to this, that's it. Keep that brush moving. And come back in here and add a little more white to these areas. And then just let him work on that. I'm driving right now. Okay, I got you, Roger. Watching on your iPhone. But you have to turn the iPhone sideways to watch the video, correct? Alright, we'll clean our fan brush up now. Let's grab this 1.5 inch angle brush again. Using just the corner of the brush, which is built in. I'm just going to blend out the bottom. Alright. Knock a little of that paint off the brush. Come up here. Fluff it up. And then just real lightly, very lightly blend across it. Just like that, guys. It's just that easy. Anybody can do this. I'm telling you, you just gotta practice. You gotta know how to work the brushes, learn how to control the brushes. What your paint will do, what your paint won't do. And all that comes with practice. That's all it is. I tell people that all the time. It's just practice. Alright. Now I'm going to grab my knife. We're going to build a mountain. A lot of people ask me about my mountains. How do I build my mountains? Now, guys, there are a lot of people out there that do this. They do it, some of them do it different than me. Some of theirs is way better than mine. But people ask me how I do mine. The people that do like them, and I tell them, go watch my YouTube, because I tell you right here, step by step. All I did was pull that mountain mix out. Let me show y'all. Okay, pull that mountain mix out as flat as you can get it. Really push it. Come across and get a little roll of paint. That's all you got to do. You want a little roll of paint on this knife anytime you're using it. Alright, we're going to come right up here. Let's say right here. Alright, we'll just come right up here into the cloud. Now, right here, I am using a lot of pressure, guys. It's almost like I'm trying to push this paint through the back of that canvas back there. I am really putting a lot of pressure on it right there. But I'm also being very careful to keep a clean outside line. That is so important. You want a clean outside line. All right, get you a little more paint. Now let's put a peak on this one that's a little taller than that one, but shorter than this one. And then we'll come out here and put another little one right there. And then just come back in here and pull this paint out as flat as you can get it, guys. I mean, get as much of it off as you can. I love that sound right there. Now, if you have trouble using a knife that close without going out of the lines, you can take a very good quality paper towel. Don't use some cheap paper towel that, I mean, I know that budget and money's tight right now, but trust me, you don't want a cheap paper towel for this. But you can take a paper towel and come back up here and remove more of this color just by using a paper towel. Now you can do it with a brush if you feel confident. And let me show you what I did. I built in confidence in my brush. When you come up here, you got that corner. So you can get over here as close as you need to with this brush. Right on the corner. See how it gets up in there? But now the reason I said don't use cheap paper towels is only because they get them little knots all over them, little nappies, and them things are so annoying. Alright, we'll just blend this right on out. Blend that bottom real good. Just set it right down into the paint. Alright, I'll wash your brush. MC, you still there? Or did you fall asleep? If there is anybody in here right now that can go to a TV and pull up Painting with Harold and let me know if I'm filming this in the right orientation or not, I would really appreciate it. Alright, I'm going to grab me a little white now on my knife. A little roll again. I want to come right up here to this first peak over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay that paint up there. I'm just going to let it touch and just let it pull itself off. I'm not going to put any pressure on it. I'm just going to let the paint pull itself right off the knife. Because if I put too much pressure, I'm going to mess it up. I already know that. I'm going to apply too much pressure, make it look like I'm icing a cake. So I'm just going to let the canvas do it. Just when you feel that paint touch, drop that knife blade just a little bit. And just let that paint pull right off that knife. It'll do it, guys. Trust me. If your paint is thick enough, it will do it. It's designed to do it. It was made to do it. And I am using Bob Ross paints. I am a Bob Ross instructor. And This paint was made for the wet on wet technique. So, alright, let's come up to this peak now. Get some highlight up here on him. Just let that knife fall. Real easy. That's all you gotta do. Just like that. I can't say your name. It ends in DT3DN. Hello, how are you? I can't pronounce the first part of it, and I apologize for that. Alright, now I'm going to get me just a tiny amount on my tip out here. I'll just come right up here and make this little guy look like he's getting hit by a little sun back here. Not much. He's kind of hidden back there. Alright, now let's make us up a shade color. Shadow color. I'm going to take some titanium white. I'm going to come right over into my mountain mix that I made the mountain with. I'm going to mix these two colors together. And I'm going to add just a tiny bit of Prussian blue. And I'm going to leave these colored marbled. And when I say marbled, I mean that you can see all the colors. Now I'm going to use my little edge of my knife right here. Get a little roll of paint. I'm going to come over here to this peak now. And I'm going to pull the opposite direction that I went in my highlights. I'm just going to let that paint pull off just like it did. Just like it did earlier with the highlight. Alright, get us a little bit more to... Now the mountain mix is the darker color in here, so that tells you anything. I'm using more mountain mix than I am anything else. I want it darker, but I still want it to maintain that blue, if it even makes sense at all. Alright, come right in here with a little of this shadow color. And we'll just make this little peak stand straight up. See how the shadow pulls it off the mountain? With the white on there, it's just flat. It has no shape. But now once you start putting your shadows in, it kind of gives it that 3D effect. I think that's pretty cool how that does it. We'll do the same thing over here. Just come in here and pull the opposite direction. And give these little highlights a little shadow. And then just let that paint pull right off the knife. No pressure, guys. None at all. Just let that paint glide off. Have a little bleeding light right here. Like that light's just bleeding over a little bit. Just like that, you got a mountain. Now, if you're not watching this live and you're actually watching the replay, you can stop the video and play it over and over. You know, this part. If you want to learn step by step how to build a mountain, there it is, right there. That's how I do my mountain. So guys, if you don't mind, hit the subscribe button, like, leave me a comment, something, you know, to any questions you got, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to help. And I'll help anybody I can, so don't hesitate to ask. Alright, now that brush I used earlier to blend the sky out with, I'm just going to rub a little of that color out on a paper towel here. And I'm going to come right up here now and just start lightly tapping the bottom of my mountain. Paying attention to the angle. I'm coming down the same way that the paint is. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Same way that the paint's coming down. I'm going to come over here and tap this. Just create that little mist out there. Let's get just a tiny bit of white right here. And come up here and just give this a misty look across there. I like that. Yeah. It turned out pretty good there. Leave me a comment if you like that. That was pretty cool. Now you gotta admit. Alright, then very lightly blend out the bottom. And then you can just real lightly pull that color back up and just let it melt right into the mountain. All right. Now I'm going to use the same brush. And, well, first let's make a color. I'm going to show you this color I'm going to make up, because I'm fixing to use it. Alright. I'm going to take some Prussian blue, some alizarin crimson, some Van Dyke brown, some sap green, basically all my dark colors, and some of the mountain mix. Okay. And I'm going to mix these colors up real good. I want to make a dark color. Dark. It should hopefully come out dark green. Or we should at least see the green in it. If we can't, we can always add just a little more sap green. But I don't want a lot of green. I want it to be real dark. I don't want no light green at all. And when you're mixing this paint, pick it up and flip it over. That way you mix the bottom too. If not, you'll never mix that that's against your palette. You got to pick it up and flip it over with your knife. I can't figure out how to get the chat horizontal. I don't know, MC. I really don't know. Alright, now with that same 2-inch brush we just used, I'm going to come right into this color. And I'm just going to pull this brush down through the paint. One direction. I'm just pulling it down through the paint, okay? See how it puts a little rounded edge on that, or a little rounded, they call it a dog paw. Alright, I'm going to come right up here now. I just want to start right here. Make an indication of some little trees back in here. I'm gonna let this come down at a little bit of an angle. That way we can put some land in here and do all kinds of things. But that's all I'm doing. I just tapping that brush in here, making little tree and bush shapes. That's all I'm doing. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna wash that brush. I'm just gonna hang on to it for a little bit. Now, I'm just going to introduce you to another brush that is not available on the market yet. These brushes, guys, were made by me and two other guys. We call ourselves the Three Brushketeers. Now, this is a script liner brush. Now, this script liner brush is awesome. It will hold an enormous amount of paint. It's red sable, natural hair. Comes to a good point. I mean, it just makes making trees and branches so easy for me. Alright, come right over here into some Van Dyke Brown. Just load that fan brush up. I'm going to come up here and we're just going to add in a few little trunks back here. We don't have to get too fancy with them, but we do want something back here holding some of these trees up. Oh, I love this fan brush. Let's come over here and give this one a little trunk. We'll give him one. Let's say he's kind of crooked. Bob say he got stepped on when he was little. Maybe a deer or something stepped on him. We don't know. I can't figure out how to get the chat landscape, I don't know. I don't know, buddy. I don't know if that's something I did or I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to get on Google and figure out how to do this mess. Alright, now we'll just add in a few little distant sticks and twigs back here because we're going to put in some more stuff later. So we'll just take advantage of it right now. How about that? If they get seen, they get seen. If they don't, oh well. We tried. Alright, let's clean our script liner up. Alright, now I'm going to pick up another brush. And we're fixing to have some fun, okay? This is when this painting gets fun right here, guys. The third brush. This brush was designed by one of the brushketeers named MC. MC's in here right now, but he's under another name, Double Wide Debris. But this was his brush design. Now this brush is a 1 inch oval with longer bristles that have such a good springiness to them. And this brush will be long. Now this is actually the prototype. The handle's a little shorter, but when it comes in, this handle will be, I think it's 10 inches, putting the overall brush at 14 inches long. So let me show you guys what this brush is capable of doing. Alright, I'm going to go right into some sap green and cad yellow. And I'm just going to load the brush. Let me show you how I load this brush. That's kind of important. Okay? What I do is I pull the color one direction until I get it looking the way I want it to look. And then I come back and I push forward. I load them bristles up with paint. But now you don't want to use a lot of pressure right here, okay? So when you come up here, just barely touch. Barely touch your canvas. And that paint will pull right off. See how I did that, guys? I mean, the brush did it. I didn't do nothing. Alright, let's come over here now into some yellow ochre. We'll bring this color over into some yellow ochre. Just a tiny bit. Just enough to change the color. Color change is important. It shows depth. It does a lot of different things. Alright, here again. I'm just going to come up and just don't kill all the dark. Leave a lot of dark in here. You got to have those dark colors in there. But see how that brush just made that so easy? I think that's amazing, guys. Now let's go into some Indian yellow. Let's grab a little bright red while we're here. Let's come over here on this little guy. We'll bring him into the picture. Alright, let's get just a tiny bit more of the cad yellow. Bring over here into this red. Get us kind of more to the orange tint now. Come in here and add a few little. Alright, now let's let's do this. Let's bring another one right about here. But see, guys, you gotta leave that dark. That dark's what makes it look like you're looking back into something. I hope that makes sense. Alright, let's come up here and get us a tad bit more of the sap green now. And bring it down here into the same color we're using. I'm going to try to not use a lot of bright greens in this because I want it to have that fall effect, because I'm sick of summer. Alright, now let's take a little bit of blue, Prussian blue, and come right here into this color and make a good dark green. Because this tree's going to be in shadow right here. So we need a little dark color right in here. Alright, now I'm going to wash my brush. Alright. I'll come up here now and get me just a little bit of alizarin crimson. And come over here into this yellow ochre. Alizarin crimson and yellow ochre. They make a beautiful peach color, guys. It's so pretty. Alright, we'll come right up here. Pop a little of this color in. But we got to keep in mind not to kill all the dark. The dark is very important in a painting. Very. Alright. We'll put one maybe right over in here. Alright, now let's come back into our yellow, cad yellow. Bring it over into this color. And this will give us a real pretty fall color. It's kind of like a golden green. Alright, sometimes you have to add just a drop of paint thinner to your color to make it stick. Very small amount of thinner though. You don't want to use too much, because then you'll go to making mud. And we don't want to make mud. But we've all done it. If you turn the phone sideways, it's okay. Sorry I had to run in and see the dentist. Oh, no trouble, Roger. No troubles. Thank you. Alright, now I'm going to get me just a tad bit of dark sienna. Okay. Very, very small amount of dark sienna. And I'm going to bring it down here into this color. This will be another fall color. That won't be real bright, but it'll still have that fall effect, which is what I want this painting to have. Alright, then we're going to pick us up just a tiny bit of bright red and bring over into this color. And we'll pop us in another little dude over here. Maybe just bring that down just a little bit. Yeah, something about like that. That's fine. Alright. Wash my brush again. I'm gonna let that brush down for a minute, because now I gotta do something. I'm gonna get me a 1-inch brush, and I'm gonna come up here into my Prussian blue, and I just want to come up here to the canvas real lightly, very lightly. Come in here with this blue color and just make it look like some water back in here. Alright. washing brush. Come back up here along the bottom. Just pull this color across. Make sure you keep your your water level, guys. You don't want crooked water. Crooked water run right off your canvas. Alright, now let's pop just the tiniest amount of that crimson into this color. Like it's making its way through here and there. Don't put too much of this crimson or it'll kill the effect, okay? Don't do that. Too much will kill the effect. Alright. I'll wash that brush. I'm gonna come over here and grab me a fan brush now. And just the number 6 fan brush. I'm gonna load it up with Van Dyke Brown. Okay. Just put both sides Van Dyke Brown. I want to come right up here under these trees with very, very horizontal level strokes. And I want to come up here and just kind of brush in. A little soil. I would say dirt, but Nick Hankins said dirt is under the refrigerator. And if you don't know who Nick Hankins is he is an instructor that teaches instructors how to become Bob Ross instructors. And Nick Hankins is, I can't even describe his painting, guys. He is amazing. He really is. If you ever get a chance to watch him, he's on YouTube. He's actually taken over the Joy of Painting now. So, and he's doing an excellent job at it. He actually joined us on one of our live TikTok streams before we did one of his paintings. We've actually done several of his paintings. We do our versions of them. And that went so great. I mean, he is such a nice guy. He didn't have to do that, but he is, I don't know, he's just an all-around good guy. Alright, let's wash that fan brush right quick. I'm going to come over here now to some white and some dark sienna. Like a light color. Light tan color. Let me throw a little blue in it. A little Prussian blue. Alright. Now let's come back up here now. I'll just kind of lightly highlight this. Kill all that dark color though. We worked so hard to put it in. Alright. Clean that fan brush. I'm going to come right here into this cad yellow color that we were using. Alright, we'll get just a little bit of sap green bring into this color. And I'm going to come right up here at the bottom of this where the grass meets the soil. And I just want to pop on here and there just a little bit of just by pushing up just a little bit of grass. Look like it's growing out on the bank there, guys. Take just a tiny bit of red and change that color up some. Make it look like some of this stuff out here is starting to take on its fall color too. Okay, just like that. Now what we'll do is right in here we'll reflect a small amount of this color. Very, very minute amount of color into this water. Probably not going to get to see it because we got a couple more steps in this painting that are probably going to eat this up. So, but we'll see if we can save some of it. That's the best we can do. Let's try. Alright. Wash this fan brush again. I'm going to take that 2-inch brush we were using earlier. No, I'm not. It's dirty. Let's wash it. I didn't know I didn't wash it. It's still got all that blue in it we don't need. Alright, let's get a clean, dry 2-inch brush. We're going to come right up here and pull this straight down, guys, with no pressure at all. Just pull this color straight down. Straight down. And I'm telling you, don't use no pressure. Absolutely none. Maybe 2 or 3 of these bristles are hitting the paint. That's about it. And make sure you pull straight down. And it puts in little reflections right in the water for you. It does it automatically. Alright. Then take your brush, come back up, very gently, pull straight across. And just turn them right into little reflections right here. Just like that. brush. Well, I guess before we move to the other side, let's do this. Let's get our strip line back out here. Okay. Come back up here in our Van Dyke Brown. Well, let's take a 1-inch brush first. Let's put some dark in here. Let's just come right in here with some dark color. About like that. Yeah, that'll work. That's about all we need. We'll let that push that other little land back there. We'll just let it push it further back. Alright, now let's go back up here in this Van Dyke Brown with our script liner. And let's just add some little stickage and twiggage through here. They don't all have to be straight, trust me. We can even turn 1 or 2 of them into a cattail. If we want to. They don't all have to be cattails. But if it's our painting, if we want to put a couple in, we will. And one more over here. We'll just put a few in here, that way you know what they are. That automatically tells you that's what they are. We're going to cover a bunch of them up, so. Alright, let's grab that, what we call the bustle brush. That 1-inch oval again. Come back over into our Indian yellow this time. Just got that green in it. Good dark color. No, that's too dark. Let's lighten it up a little bit with some cab yellow. Yeah, I like that better. Come up here and just put in an indication of a few little bushes back here. Add some of the yellow ochre. Remember, it's good to do color changes, guys. Color changes add depth. A little bright red out here on the tip. Maybe a little crimson down in here. Maybe a little blue and yellow down in here for dark shadow. Make him hide. Alright. Now, we're almost through with this side, believe it or not. Come over here now. Grab my knife. Get me just a little bit of white. Put me a small roll of paint on my knife. And come up here and just start adding in some little water lines back here to separate our bank from the water. Maybe put us in a couple of ripples. That's entirely up to you if you want ripples or not. You don't have to if you don't want to. Alright. Now with that 1-inch brush that we was using earlier, we're going to come back up here into this dark color one more time. And we're going to come right over here into this mountain. And we're just going to start making us a tree shape in here. Okay? I'll tell you what, let's do. Let's bring this all the way across. How about that? I think that'd look pretty good. Oh, Lord. I'm sorry I hit my phone. I knocked the whole shot out of whack. Alright. Now, with the script liner again, we're going to come back up here into the Van Dyke Brown again. Now you want this paint to be like ink, guys. So get it really, really thin. Alright, we'll come right here out of this tree. Give him some arms. Maybe a few little branches. I doubt they show up, but we'll put them on there just for practice. And we'll put a few little sticks and twigs in here. We'll turn that big one into a cattail if I don't forget before this paint's over. Alright, now with that muscle brush again, that 1-inch oval, I'll come up here. I'm gonna get me some alizarin crimson, and we'll bring it down into the bright red. Alizarin crimson and bright red mixed together, guys. And this color is one of my favorites. I call it Harold Red. And I just want to come up here and just pop in a absolutely gorgeous red tree. Is that not a beautiful color? I love this color. Alright. Let's say, there's another one growing right under him. A little bush. That's gonna grow up one day to be a big Harold tree. Alright, let's get some Indian yellow now. Or green. Kind of brown this color up some. We don't need it so bright now. Come in here and pop us in another little bush. Maybe throw a little white in it. Just kind of brighten it up. Like that sunlight snuck through. Little cad yellow. Little sap green. Just all of these colors we got made up, guys. I'm just mixing them on the brush as I go. And just be careful not to kill all the dark. That's what you don't want to do. Just don't kill all these dark colors. Remember, you gotta have the dark show the light. That almost sounds like a song, don't it? All right. I did say that we would turn that into a cattail, didn't I? So let's do that right quick. Me and my big mouth. All right, let's get us our liner back out. A little Van Dyke brown. And we might as well turn this one into one. Why not? Looks like there ought to be a, I don't know, like maybe a couple birds way back here fixing to come in and maybe land in this little river. I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. Something about like that should be fine. All right, now let's push all of this back. This is the last step in this painting, and I have been kind of hesitant to do this step, but we got to do it, okay? It's just got to be done. All right, I'm gonna come over here, straight into my Van Dyke brown, pull it flat as I can get it, get that little roll of paint. And I'm just going to come right up here and just start. Come through the whole painting, guys. Through the whole painting. I know. Who does he think he is, Bob Ross? No, I don't. I really don't. Alright, let's come back up here on this side and kind of fill it in. Let it get wider as it comes down. We'll get us a little bit more. And right over here beside it, we'll come in here and give him a friend. Right beside him right there. Okay. Now I'm going to come over here into my titanium white. Pull it out flat as I can get it. Get me a little small roll of paint. Come right up here. Just touch and pull. Just touch and pull. kind of a roundward motion. Just like so, guys. Just pull this color in a round motion there. And what that does is it gives your tree a rounded look. It gives just a little bit more. Come over here on this little dude, and we'll do him the same way. Just touched outside, and give it just a little round pull. That's all you gotta do. Just a little small round pull. You don't want to pull your paint out the other side, because then your tree's gonna grow if you do. And if you want big birch trees, well, by all means, it's your work. Okay. Now with the script liner again. I'm going to come back up here in the Van Dyke Brown. And I'm going to come right up here to the top of this tree. And just pull him out a couple little arms. About like so. And maybe one right here. And then we'll do the same to this little dude. Just pull him out. Excuse me, guys. Pull him out a little arm that goes all the way off the canvas over here. We didn't have enough canvas for him. He outgrew us. I'm gonna bring it right in front of that one, like so. Now with the very, very smallest amount of that white color that we used to put on our tree out there, we want to come up here now and add just a small amount of highlight to these branches in just a couple places. Don't put much, because if you put too much, it's gonna kill the effect. But just on a couple of them. Add a little small highlight. Goodness, let me get some of this tea. Let's do this guy here. Let's push him in front of that one back there. Put a little highlight on him. And then we'll put just a tiny amount on this one. Not much. About like so. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab that bustle brush again, 1.5 at 1 inch oval, and I'm going to come over here into my yellow color, okay, and that green color, and I'm going to add a little bit of that red to it. Okay. This is the yellow color, the red color, and a little bit of the green. And I'm gonna just come up and pop on just a couple. I don't want many. I don't want many leaves up here at all, guys. I'm just putting in a very small amount. We'll add a little bit of yellow right in here. Maybe a little bit more to red. We'll put a few over here on this little guy. Maybe have some grow across the trunk right here. Like it's facing us. And maybe a little bit on that guy right there. And then we'll take just a little bit of white and bring over in this color. And that white will give us a brighter color on our highlights up here. And we can separate the tree from the rest of it. But now, just like I've been saying all along in this painting, don't overdo it with this white, okay? Just do it in a few places you need to. Don't come up and do the whole tree, because then you're gonna kill the effect. I would say that's plenty right there. I'm gonna put just a little bit on this tree. Make it look like a little bit of sun maybe snuck through and found him too. Not much, just this little bush. It don't need much. Just a little. And maybe a little on that one. We'll make it look like the sun found its way through right here. And just kind of shone through this one area. We'll just light that up just a little bit. How about that, guys? Can we get away with that? Alright, let's wash that brush. And again, get our script liner. Come up here into that red color we made. Did I call her red? Load that brush up with it. Come right here. And put the H on it. And we'll call it a paint, guys. We'll say that one is done and in the books. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys that were in the actual live watching. For those of you that wasn't, and you're watching this in a replay, by all means, share it, like, comment, subscribe, do all of that kind of YouTube stuff, because I've been away for a little while. I had a really bad accident, and my YouTube channel's kind of suffering from that. I ain't gonna lie to you. And I do need some help, guys. I need y'all to comment, subscribe, and like, and share, do all of the stuff that the algorithm likes over here. And I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I hope y'all enjoy this autumn painting. Thank y'all for joining me. I love you guys, but God loves you more.